Few American cities have had a more complex relationship with professional football than St. Louis. Twice, the National Football League came calling. Twice, teams arrived full of promise. And twice, they left under clouds of controversy and frustration. This is the story of the NFL in St. Louis, from the Cardinals to the Rams, and how passion, politics, and money shaped it all. The first NFL team to call St. Louis home wasn't born here. It began hundreds of miles away, but in Chicago, as one of the league's oldest franchises. By the late 1950s, the Chicago Cardinals had become the city's forgotten team, overshadowed by the powerhouse Chicago Bears. Attendance was poor, finances were weak, and the Bidwill family, longtime owners, were looking for a fresh start. In 1960, they found that new beginning in St. Louis, a growing, sports-hungry city in the Midwest. The NFL approved the move, and the St. Louis Cardinals were born. Fans quickly nicknamed them the Big Red to avoid confusion with baseball's Cardinals. Early on, optimism ran high. The Cardinals fielded exciting players, Hall of Famers like Larry Wilson, Dan Deerdorf, and Roger Worley, and even made playoff runs in the 1970s under coach Don Coryell. But victories never translated into championships, and stadium issues persisted. Busch Stadium, shared with the baseball team, wasn't ideal for football. By the 1980s, owner Bill Bidwill wanted a modern facility and stronger financial support from the city. When those deals never materialized, Bidwill began looking elsewhere. Cities like Baltimore and Phoenix made overtures, offering new stadiums and incentives. In 1988, after nearly 3 decades in St. Louis, the Cardinals packed up and headed west, becoming the Phoenix Cardinals, today known as the Arizona Cardinals. It was a painful goodbye, leaving St. Louis without NFL football for the first time in 27 years. The Cardinals' exit left deep resentment, but also determination. St. Louis wasn't ready to give up on the NFL. After losing the Cardinals, St. Louis officials spent years trying to bring football back. In the early 1990s, they proposed an expansion team, the St. Louis Stallions, but the NFL chose other cities instead. Still, the groundwork paid off when a new opportunity appeared from the West Coast. In 1995, the Los Angeles Rams were struggling with aging stadiums and dwindling crowds in Southern California. Owner Georgia Frontier, a St. Louis native, saw a chance to come home. The city had just finished a brand new domed stadium, the Trans World Dome, complete with lucrative lease terms and public financing. That package sealed the deal. The Rams relocated to St. Louis, and football officially returned. The timing couldn't have been better. Within a few short years, the Rams transformed from a losing team into one of the most electrifying offenses in NFL history. Under head coach Dick Vermeil and quarterback Kurt Warner, they became the greatest show on turf. In the 1999 season, the Rams captured Super Bowl XD Parv, bringing St. Louis its first and only NFL championship. For a time, the Rams and St. Louis were inseparable. Season tickets sold out, the dome was loud, and the city once again felt like a football capital. But as the 2000s progressed, fortunes changed. Coaching turnover, losing seasons, and aging facilities created tension between ownership and the city. In 2010, minority owner Stan Kroenke took full control of the franchise. Kroenke, a billionaire with extensive real estate ventures and ties to Los Angeles, soon hinted at ambitions beyond the Midwest. He wanted a world-class, privately financed stadium complex and saw greater opportunity back in Southern California. St. Louis officials proposed stadium plans along the Mississippi River, but negotiations with Kroenke and the NFL grew increasingly strained. In 2016, NFL owners voted to approve the Rams' relocation back to Los Angeles, citing stadium economics and long-term growth potential. The move left behind a stunned city and a costly dome with no tenant. St. Louis leaders later sued the NFL and the Rams organization, claiming the league violated its own relocation guidelines. In 2021, That lawsuit ended in a $790 million settlement, one of the largest in sports history. Once again, the NFL had left St. Louis, this time, for good. In the end, St. Louis stands as both a cautionary tale and a testament to the power of sports loyalty. For half a century, the NFL came and went, but the fans stayed. And as history shows, in St. Louis, football always finds a way back.